We have some really exciting speakers. We've had over 100 people sign up, so I think this is a fantastic venue to start exploring nano and microtechnology and what it does with agriculture and forestry. Now, it's a bit of an unusual fit, actually. When I tell people what I do, they don't often make that mesh between micro and nanotechnology then and what ACAMP does and then the industry. But it's actually a very good fit, and I think you'll see from our speakers today there's quite a lot of exciting emerging technology happening. So what we do is we're the Alberta Centre for Advanced Micro and Nanotech Products, and we've been around for a few years, incorporated as a not-for-profit organization and helping to promote highly engineered products for Alberta companies. We have offices in both Edmonton and Calgary, and we particularly specialize in things like product development, packaging. We have a lot of test equipment in our lab, and then doing marketing and business development for our clients. Quite a lot of equipment, over $12 million worth. Quite a few staff, mainly engineers and technical people, split evenly between Edmonton and Calgary. And we work on a fee-for-service basis. So we're a not-for-profit, but we're not free. The way micro and nanotech fits for us is we're really looking not only at the technology and devices itself, but also the nano characteristics. So we'll be talking a lot today about, say, working at a DNA and genomic level, or working at micronutrients that are getting absorbed into the human body or into an animal. And so when you're dealing with micro characteristics of different technologies, that also would fall in as part of ACAMP's mandate. So that's really where the fit with agriculture and forestry starts to work. So you can do quite a lot in this range, and this chart gives you a view of just how small of a size range we're talking about. And what we help then with is things like materials and manufacturing, as well as looking at the food and agriculture applications of that. So we can have things like smart packaging, nanocrystalline cellulose, biochar, or with agriculture and food, things like pest and pathogen protection that we're going to be discussing in some of our presentations, aquaculture, quite a lot of different areas. And in fact, this list here is just a partial one of all some of the research and technology applications that are coming out in micro and nanotech. So some of the topics we'll be discussing today, things like pest and contaminant prevention, food and nutrition enhancement, looking at improved production for agriculture, and then advanced materials from agriculture and forestry that are now being used as industrial uses. So some of the things driving this, there are some economic trends. We're becoming a smarter society. We have more technology, so we have more ways to add value to our resources. We can't just be a commodity-based agriculture provider. We're looking to add more value for the products we sell. And that's helped then by technology advances. So we have ways of making things more specialized for the markets that Alberta is able to serve. Another driver then is tightening environmental regulations, and we're going to be talking a bit later today about how that's affecting the new products that are coming out. They need more rigorous testing. And then just a better understanding of environmental stewardship, so looking for cleaner ways of making technology of energy, such as with biodiesel, so that's really affecting the agriculture industry. I won't quote all these numbers, but obviously we're living in Alberta. We understand just how important agriculture and forestry are to the economy here. It's multi-billion-dollar, not only in Alberta, but also in Canada. And not only are we providing raw materials, we're providing materials to industry for development, as well as feeding a hungry nation and a hungry country. So doing that means looking at ways that the genes of animals can be enhanced for having better livestock, as well as for different crops that we're growing, so that we're trying to improve the efficiency and the productivity of the forests and the farms in Alberta. What's driving that? Of course, growing population in Western Canada. Rather than importing processed products. We're actually able to process them locally because our market is growing. And we have growing exports, a lot of which, as you can see, is meat. 60% of the agricultural exports from Alberta was meat. So we're very apropos with looking in Alberta at how to improve livestock. More value-added demand, so making machinery cheaper with a stronger Canadian dollar means we can process what we manufacture better. And also more specialty food demand. There's more cultural diversity, so people like to have more choices, and that's leading to more specialty products. Interestingly, even though we are this big meat producer, we also import quite a lot of meat into Canada, things like sheep. Actually, we have to import quite a lot of that meat into the country. And then niche foods like organic foods and game meat are also becoming more popular. So that's really changing the way that we support our markets in the province. Some of the products that we'll see discussed today, things like cellulose filters for gases and bacteria, nutrient encapsulation, miniaturization for sensors, so that's a way of being able to have weather sensors that you're going to see in a few moments, and as well for for animal enclosures and food storage. So businesses of agriculture are becoming much more high-tech to be more productive. So we're looking forward to having our speakers present today, and we're also going to be having another seminar down in Calgary on September 20th. So with that, I'll hand it over to Dr. Greg Goss. He's the chair of our emerging technology session. He's a professor in the Department of Biological Sciences at the University of Alberta. He's also cross-appointed with NINT and the School of Public Health. And he's the executive director of the University of Alberta Water Institute. He got his PhD in 1993 from the University of Ottawa, and in 2008 he was awarded the Killam Annual Professorship at the University of Alberta. Dr. Goss?